This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Tamil Nadu Congress issues gag order on party men asking them not to talk about alliance issues, says only Sonia Gandhi will do the talking.
I appeal all congressmen to desist from talking about alliance.
After sharp criticism from political parties over the TNEB tariff hike, Chief Minister Karunanidhi defends the hike, says it will not affect the poor. AIADMK to protest against the poor maintenance of the Satur National Highway on Tuesday alleges hike in bus fares indirectly in the region. As the number of robberies increase, a couple cough up 30,000 rupees to a con cop for getting too intimate at the beach. Watching the late night news on NDTV Hindu, I'm Ramanathan. Now let's take a look at the national headlines. It's Suresh Kalmari versus the Foreign Ministry. He releases evidence that the High Commission recommended AMCA, but High Commission asked Kalmari to explain the absence of a written contract. After two people are killed near Baramulla, the Prime Minister convenes a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security to discuss the issue. Mamata Banerjee accuses the CPM of forming suicide squads in West Bengal to kill her. Through Pakistan, more than 1,100 people killed. A top political story, as almost all the political parties in the state are busy chalking out strategies for the next crucial assembly elections. The big question doing the rounds in Tamil Nadu's political circle is which way the Congress will go. And as all eyes are on the Congress party, the TNCC has issued gag orders to senior leaders and party men, asking them not to speak out of turn. Our political reporter Shabir Ahmed brings us the story.
The Tamil Nadu Congress Party is confident, and this seems to be the latest USP of the party ahead of the 2011 assembly elections. The party, which has 10% vote share, is being wooed by both the Dravidian majors. Amid growing speculation over alliance building, sharp criticism by some Congress leaders has created a flutter. This attitude of some Congress leaders has left the ruling DMK extremely unhappy. And after reports that all is not well between the Congress and the DMK, and here comes the gag order from the Congress leadership.
I appeal all congressmen to desist from talking about alliance. Simple. Congress Katchi Nanbagal Yarum Kutani Patti Pesa Mudiadu Pesa Kudad. Congress Katchi Agili India Katchi and Sonia Gandhi Mattandan Peswar.
However, many have welcomed this move, and some say they will express their sentiments at an appropriate time. In Chennai, Shabir Ahmed for NDTV Hindu.
Some other political news. Yet another protest announced by the opposition. AIADMK General Secretary Jayalalitha today announced that her party will stage a protest in Virudhunagar district condemning the poor maintenance of National Highway 7. A statement released today, Jayalalitha claimed that Satur Highway is in poor shape and alleged that there are no basic facilities provided for Satur Government Hospital as well. She also said that the bus fare there has been indirectly increased. The party will hold this protest, yet another protest in the state, on the 3rd of August. Now, while the opposition goes on a slurry of protests, Chief Minister Karunanidhi today defended the power tariff hike announced by the government yesterday. He says that the hike is only directed towards those who use over 600 units of power, which forms only 3% of the overall population that uses electricity. He also said that this will not affect the common man and that the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board's charges are less than what it is in other states. This rebuttal from him came after the sharp criticism he's been getting from the opposition for implementing this hike. In fact, political groups including PMK and CPM have asked for a rollback, calling this increase a double shock after the hike in fuel prices. An outrageous incident, a man posing as a cop conned two college students who came along with their girlfriends to the Elliot's beach and conned them of 30,000 rupees. While the real cops have launched a hunt for the con cops, statistics show a steady rise in the number of such robbery cases in Tamil Nadu. In fact, it almost doubled in the state in the last 2 years. Our crime reporter Salim brings you this special report.
On a mid-monsoon Friday night, rains shimmer through the glasses of this car parked on a lonely lane. College students in a compromising position with their girlfriends. A conman approaches them, warns them of dire consequences and asks them to refrain from what he calls misleading acts. He relieves them of 30,000 rupees. After this scene at the Elliots Beach in Besant Nagar, the youngsters sensed foul play. They lodged a complaint with the Shastri Nagar police. While the police say they are on their toes to nab the impersonator, let's take a look at the robbery graph of Tamil Nadu. 5 years ago, the number of robberies was only 437. While the police registered 662 robbery cases in 2008, the number went up and almost doubled to 1,144 in 2009. The numbers are definitely alarming. What's more horrendous is some of these major robberies are devised in prison. The latest being the Pothys robbery. The gang that waylaid some staff members of the garment store and robbed them of 82 lakh rupees in broad daylight on 3rd of July hatched the plan in Purel prison. After Manalmedu Shankar was killed in police encounter near Pudukkottai a few years ago, the prime accused in this case, Vinod, who then became the gang leader, met another accused, Murali, at the Purel prison. They worked out a plan to earn a huge sum of money, and the outcome is what we see.
See, the best security is unpredictability. Any transportation of money should be unpredictable. It should not be predicted. Daily, other time ke oray road le in the predictability irukkodadu. It should be different timings, different routes, different places.
The increase in organized crimes over the years has led to the creation of the Organized Crime Intelligence Unit, Tamil Nadu's first undercover agency for intelligence gathering. The unit, part of the state police, will do nothing but engage in gathering intelligence regarding organized crime syndicates to focus on prevention of organized crime. In Chennai, Salim for NDTV Hindu.
Another news, more trouble for the MRTS project. Residents of Alandur who have been complaining for a few weeks now, this time held a protest against the MRTS rail system that will run from Velachery to St. Thomas Mount, as they say their homes will be affected as the rail line runs through residential areas. According to the plan, have also asked now for a committee to inquire into the matter.
These residents of Thillai Ganga Nagar in Alandur area are in a protest yet again. They fear their homes would be broken down because the new MRTS rail line will run through this residential area. Residents say they welcome this project, but they insist authorities involved in building the new rail line should address their concerns first.
நடந்த தப்ப என்னன்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சு அதை ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ணுங்க. இன்னொன்று இண்டிபெண்டன்ட் சர்வே பார்ட்டியை வச்சு அலைன்மெண்ட்டை ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி ப்ராப்பராக கொண்டுட்டு போங்க. பாதிப்பு பொதுமக்களுக்கு இல்லாமல் நியாயமான முறையில் கொண்டுட்டு போங்க.
The residents say the rail route is different from what it was in the original plan. They say an approximately 15-meter deviation in the new plan could affect at least 70 houses.
We have built this house about 30 years back, brick by brick. And we find it very difficult even to reconcile ourselves to the situation where we have to be, we are uprooted by the CM, we will be uprooted by the CMDA if they consign themselves to the median of the inner ring road.
நாங்க வந்து NOC வாங்கி இந்த இடத்தை கட்டிட்டு 35 வருஷம் ஆச்சு வீடு கட்டி. NOC வாங்கி தான் கட்டி இருக்கோம். இப்போ NOC வாங்கி கட்டி பிரயோஜனம் இல்லாத மாதிரி இருக்கு.
The proposed MRTS second phase will benefit thousands of commuters, but with the project hitting yet another roadblock, it remains to be seen how effectively the authorities will solve the dispute. In Chennai, Lok Priya for NDTV Hindu.
Now, members of the corporate community in Chennai ran for a social cause today. Money raised from the Citizens Run will be used to fund small-size NGOs that work among destitutes and the mentally challenged.
The expensively shod, some on their wheelchairs, and the barefoot runner. The scorching heat being no stopper, it was the corporate biggies' way of saying they meant real business when it comes to social responsibility. Citizens Run as a movement hopes to fund small NGOs in Tamil Nadu.
The NGOs who are going to benefit by this run and the funds that we have raised are the lesser NGOs. When I say the lesser, the smaller, the lesser known, who don't know how to go out and get a grant, who don't know how to go out and write a petition.
This comes as a ray of light for these beneficiaries who are hopeful of a better future for the destitute and mentally challenged children and adults.
We really ran out of individual donations and a small help from the government. And the help that's going to come from Citizens Run will go to feed the children who've been taken out of begging and were pursuing education in our school.
A band performance that followed the run was briefly interrupted by the police, but that did not disrupt the spirit of the children who came from different parts of the state. In Chennai, Evelyn Matthew for NDTV Hindu.
And in the run-up to the Madras Day, which is on the 22nd of August, every day, starting today, NDTV Hindu brings you a special report on the city, which was once Madras. So today, here's Anuradha Anand bringing you a place rich in tradition, popular amongst tourists to experience the aura of the southern culture. Here is Mylapore, like you've never seen before.
Mile, Peacock, Puram, Place, Mylapore. Now, while you may not see peacocks strutting about gaily here anymore, there is certainly enough for you to fall and stay in love with one of Chennai's oldest areas, Mylapore. The 7th century Kapalishwara temple rises majestically here as the hub around which life and livelihoods have thrived and prospered over the decades. The scene in Mylapore at 7 a.m. is very different from the scene at 7 p.m. Take a stroll here at daybreak and you will see intricate columns on home and shop entrances, flower sellers arranging their fragrant wares, shops getting ready for business, and gods being propitiated to the accompaniment of devotional music. Slowly, people start to throng the temple and life starts to buzz under the benevolent gaze of the almighty Kapalishwarar and his beauteous consort Karpagambal.
This is Mylapore as it is today in August 2010, but let's step back in time and see how it was about 50 years ago.
Mylapore's history is believed to predate British rule by several centuries. The great Tamil sage Thiruvalluvar is said to have been born here. Ptolemy and Marco Polo are believed to have visited this ancient site. A biography of St. Thomas mentions his 6-year-long association with Mylapore, and the Portuguese occupied it in 1523 and then the British in 1749. What a hoary history!
வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி இங்கே லைட்லாம் கிடையாது. அது வந்து சிம்பிளி விளக்கு, காடை விளக்கு, இந்த மாதிரி விளக்கில் தான் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. அப்போல்லாம் கரண்ட் வசதிலாம் கிடையாது, பில்டிங்லாம் கிடையாது. அப்போத்த வீடுலாம் வந்து ஓடு வீடு, கொட்டா வீடு. கபாலீஸ்வரர் கோயில் வந்து சாந்தம் சர்ச்சுக்கிட்ட இருக்குது. அதுக்கப்புறமா தான் இந்த கோயிலை வந்து கட்டியிருக்காங்க. கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக கட்டி இப்போ வந்து இந்த கோயில் இதுவாக இருக்குது. ஜனத்தொகைலாம் வந்து கம்மி. இப்போ பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஜனத்தொகைலாம் பயங்கரமாக இருக்குது. டிராஃபிக்கு, பைக்கு, காரு கீரு எல்லாம் இப்போது அதிகமாகி போச்சு. அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி விலைவாசியும் அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்குது. வருமானம் கொஞ்சம் எல்லாருக்கும் சுமாராக தான் இருக்குது. பரவாயில்ல, ஓரளவுக்கு மெயின்டைன் பண்ணலாம்.
Yes, Mylapore abounds in contrasts. The residential sits atop the commercial, the traditional jostles for space with the modern. People bustle about like busy ants, while others still live unhurried lives in forgotten lanes. But once Mylapore casts its spell on you, it's hard to shake it off.
Yes, that is true. Whatever changes Mylapore makes, still we love to come to this place, and due to the simple reason that we like Kabalishwara temple, and it's part and parcel of our life. And even when our child grows also, she will used to come. Even whatever the changes the Mylapore will makes at the time also.
The passage of time is inevitable, but this is a constant. Mylapore is and will always be an integral part of every Chennaiite's soul. With camera person Raja Singh, this is Anuradha Anand for NDTV Hindu.
Earlier today, a group of children and family took a walk from the Ratna Cafe in Triplicane to the Presidency College on the Beach Road. Organized as a part of the pre-event celebration of Madras Day, the children visited some of the oldest buildings and streets in Chennai, such as the Victoria Hostel Road and the age-old Lalit Kala Academy.
This is an event which is held for the Madras Day celebrations. Madras Day is celebrated on August 22nd every year, and we are all a group of volunteers who have volunteered to document the city through the eyes of the children. And this is the first photo walk for this year, and we started from Ratna Cafe and we are ending it at Presidency College on the Beach Road. The best photos got through these kids during the walk will be exhibited at various venues during the Madras Week that's going to be held between August 15th and 22nd.
Well, time to take a short break, but on the other side, a Prakash Raj production, he brings you the perfect Friendship Day release.